Yay!
There she is.
It worked.
Right.
Bless you all. Thank you for being so patient. I'm so sorry about it.
We did your favorite chant.
Number.
So.
Huh?
We were doing your favorite chant.
Which is what?
Gobinde.
Oh, thank you. That's delightful. Thank you so much. When I would try and put the code in, then the Spanish language person would come on and tell me to do something, and I have no clue what they told me. Well, anyway, Baba Siri Chand's here. I think this is funny. Thank you, dear. That's nice. Okay. Okay, so let's get going. Let's tune in. So, palms together, long deep breathing. That's it, long deep breathing. And relax in the third eye point. Good. And know where you're going now. You are going for lift off to infinity. And inhale.
Satkare Name, Sri Gurudev,
Akare Name, Chukakare Name, Sakare Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Akare Name, Chukakare Name, Sakare Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Akare Name, Chukakare Name, Sakare Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Long deep breath. Long deep breath. And now begin to exhale. Feel like you're exhaling from the heart. That is heart breath. Long deep breath, exhaling from the heart. That's it. Please take your seats. Please take your seats and join in the meditation. And then send this beautiful heart breath. Send it to each other and receive from each other. Really build this energy. Consciously build this energy. That's it. Build it, please. Building the energy. Good. And now please send this combined energy to your own intention. Good. Good. Keep up. Good. And now, please send this beautiful heart breath energy to the situation in the Ukraine. Good. And now to the politicians in the U.S. And also to the Middle East. Good. And inhale. And exhale. And breathe. Okay, so Baba Siri Chand is saying, welcome everybody. He says, please now feel your Tootsies. Okay, sir. We're feeling, do you mean actually touch our Tootsies? He says, we'll feel them from the inside and feel them from the outside. Okay. So that means that we can touch our Tootsies and totally feel them from the inside. That's it. Keep it up, please. He says, did you, this is your other brain? He says, well, it is. He says, and I'm concentrating on your Tootsies because he says your feet are connection with the earth. He says, this is your other brain, and this is the way you tune in. He says, Mother is always present. A mother is always present. He says the densest part of Mother, of course, is the earth, and that's the reason why we relate to grounding into this great, you might call it magnet system of the earth. He says, of course, Mother is always all around you. She is you. She is flowing through you. He says, of course, she is a female aspect of the Creator. She is a creative. She always says that the God or the Creator, that's her husband, and he brings this incredible energy, brings it to earth or to home and gives it to Mother, and Mother is the one who weaves or knits that energy into creation. But of course, the densest form of that energy is the earth itself. So he says that's why we need to feel our Tootsies, because that is what is in most contact with the densest aspect of Mother. He says it is our consciousness, it is our feeling, it is our awareness. So be sure to be in touch with our feet and then allow them. He says, penetrate the bosom of Mother. Use your heart breath now and do that. He says, you're not hurting her when I say penetrate. No, he says, not at all. He says, what you're doing is you are coming down into her most holy and loving vibration. He says her vibration is total creation. He says the earth is simply her most, how can I say, valiant magnet. Keep up the breath, and that's where we are. Keep up the heart breath, connecting with Mother through your feet into the earth. He says, do you feel that great clarity that happens when you do that? He says, are you aware of that kindness, that fidelity, that knowing? He says, let Mother love you. He says, I don't care if you've never been married, if you have never felt the coziness of Mother. He says, now Now is the time. Now is the time to know your essence of this earthly being. Know the essence of this earthly being that you are. He says you are finding contentment, or at least your goal is to find contentment. Please be aware. Please know. Please know. And he's saying continue to breathe and feel your energy right there in Mother. Literally. Feel your energy right there in Mother through your feet. Did she feel soft and cozy? Did she feel firm? Did she feel strong? Feel Mother right there in the center of her heart. It says go to the very center of Mother Earth. He says your preciousness is very well known, and he's not skipping anybody when he says your preciousness. He says take that very personally. Be very aware of who you are and what you are. Keep up. Know your presence. Know your blessing. Know your presence. Know your blessing. He says, and now, he says, feel that all the way through you. With this knowledge, feel it all the way through you. He says, and now, begin to incorporate in that knowing, in that feeling, in that knowledge of who you are. They are in total blessing, in total, he calls it embedded code with Mother. In her arms is a better description. In her etheric body is the best description. Keep up the breath, please. He says, do you understand why she says you are her children, her offspring? She's not saying that you are tiny or small. She is saying that you are her offspring. Better yet, feel her coziness, feel your connection, your family connection with her. He says, and when you do that, he says, now please incorporate your own earthly family in that. Please incorporate your own earthly family. Know who you are. Good. He says, and now begin to incorporate the people that you know. Also, in this pure blessing, this knowing of Mother, we are all her offspring. We are all with her, of her. And we all project Mother. Keep up. He says, what a blessing. He says, if we only knew. He says, keep this in. He says, keep this in your, he calls it your monstrous well-being. what does that mean, sir? He says, keep it in your absolute expansion, in your consciousness, in your family awareness. He says, if you have trouble with your family, understand that all are of Mother. And go deeply into Mother and let that be your source of your family connection. He says, what a beauty and what a source you are. Keep up the breath. He says, now, as you do this, as you are in this, what you call space, actually it is a dimension, as you are in this dimension of knowledge, of experience, of presence, he says, begin to expand that out. You know who you are as Mother, and now you begin to expand that out to the infinity of the vibration. He says, start with the people you love, you know, and then bring in everybody, because there are no exceptions. There is nothing that is created that is not the presence of Mother. Mother Planet, Mother Earth, Adi Shakti, Prakriti, all one. Keep up the breath. And he says, when you do that, and there is no effort, no effort. He says, just let it come with ease. Let it come with kindness. Let it come as blessing. Blessing as grace. As grace. When we turn ourselves from that grace is when we have trouble. No matter what is happening, keep up the breath and acknowledge the grace of which we are, of which is accumulated as we rest in it. Feel the blessing, feel the knowing. Keep up. He says, when you are as this being of the cozy Mother, he says there is nothing but love, and love opens a gateway. Love opens a gateway. He says, rest in it. He says most of us have, he's kind of like showing me some kind of caked on plaque that's kind of like cement walls that has been in our consciousness for generations and lifetimes. He says, when you feel that in you, we call that a sore point. He says, now just relax in the face of those hard places. Relax in those hard places, knowing that the energy, the divine energy of Mother is dissolving that plaque. He says, don't be afraid. He says, sometimes we keep that plaque because we are afraid to let it go. He says, dissolving that plaque doesn't mean that you are vulnerable. It means that you allow the only, he calls it a weapon of love, because it actually dissolves and allows love to penetrate that wall so that you may expand even more and more. Keep up. Just relax in it as you breathe the heart breath. Opening, knowing, allowing the love to flow. That's it, opening and flowing. He says, now do you see light sparkling through the places that were held? He says they were actually held in ecstasy. You just could not see it. You could not penetrate it. Keep up, please. He says, what a blessing you are. What a blessing you are to consciously be able to capture within yourselves this incredible light of Mother, the truth, the knowing, and to spread it among your kin and among all. He says that is the grace of a mother, whether you are a man or a woman, doesn't matter. He says we are allowing the grace of Mother to flow through us. He says, what a tremendous blessing. He says, just let it happen. Let it happen. He says, let go of your fears. Let go of your heartaches. Let go of your blaming and your hurts that have kept you tied up in knots, again, for generations and from lifetimes. Oh, good. That loosening is occurring. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you forgive? Can you deeply forgive all that has created that hardness, that resisting wall? Forgive it. Let it go. Keep up. Keep up. He says, do you see that when you open your heart, when you were in Mother and you open it, do you see that this gorgeous light flows through you and it is so nourishing, like being fulfilled by the most nourishing meal or the most nourishing nectar that could ever come through you or to you? Do you feel that? He says, feel it enliven every, he calls it corpuscle, but every cell of your body. Allow it to nourish every cell of your body. Keep up the breath. And that beautiful light, carry it through. Carry it on. And please share it with all of those who even felt so hurt because they could not feel your love. All of those who have been pining for this light of who you are, which is so majestic. Please allow the flow. Please allow the knowing, the preciousness to flow. This is your meaning for being here on earth. This is why you came here. This is why you gathered these, he calls them energy units, in order to create this body, this mind. This is why you came, to offer these blessings, to live as these blessings. This is who you are. Keep up, please. Just let go and let it happen. Consciously, fully. Let it penetrate and invigorate every bit of your physical body, every bit of your mind, your consciousness, your energy system. He says, my children, this is the truth. This is the truth. Keep up the breath. Enjoy it. Maybe you are playing in the ocean of light. Maybe you are lazing on the beach as you do this most monumental task. It's not a heavy task, and yet it is huge. Feel the presence, feel the knowing. Opening. Okay. And now, inhale. You are the light. You are the light. You are the light. You are in total self-knowledge. You are in total self-knowledge of who you are. You are in the aspect of the God, the goddess. You know who you are. Keep up the breath. Don't be distracted by the voice. Just know who you are. You are the presence. You are totally amalgamated with the, we're going to call it the goddess machine. You are the presence. You are. There is no difference. That you are Mother, the goddess, Father, the God, as one. As one. This is your true identity. And you have taken on the limited identity just to experience it. And oh, sweet ones, as you know, this is your trip home. You are home. You are the presence of who you are. You are the presence of who you are. Keep up the breath. Do you feel that love? Do you feel that love is totally intrinsic? Everything is that love. You connect, you become, you unify as you live in that love yourself. Keep up. Knowing you as a blessing, as a kindness, as a whirlwind of light that is absolute but powerful ease. Do you understand? You are powerful ease. Opening and opening. Do you see? If you know yourself as this identity, you know yourself beyond the physical body, you know yourself as the action of the universe, and your participation in this world comes from this source flow. You may see that your journey is fully impacted with all of the, what we normally call the ups and downs, the ins and the outs. But when you come from this source of your journey, you begin to see your life as something that you are absolutely much more involved in. On the one side. On the other side, you see it as a movie. As a movie. And when the gory parts come, you may close your eyes and go realize who you are. When the happy parts come, you may close your eyes and know who you are. You are the source of all this play, all of it. Keep up the breath. You are dropping the seeds of eternity into this short-sighted life. Do you understand? You let them grow. You let them love. Good. Know who you are. Feel who you are. Feel that Tootsie connection with the earth. Make a complete circle of the knowing of the everyday life, sourced in the pure truth, the pure love, the pure light of who you really are. Good. Keep up the breath. And inhale. And exhale. And breathe. And who can share? He says, oh, my dear ones. He says, who can share? For your benefit and for the benefit of us all.
Say it again?
Yes.
Hi, it's Guru Simon.
Hi, Guru Simon. I was just going to call on you.
Well, see, there you go. Well, the funny thing is about the feeling your tootsies and grounding with Mother and all that. That was my mother's thing. Her toes were always cold.
Oh, really?
And mine have been cold lately, from all that. I mean, they were freezing this morning when you said that. And I had on 2 pairs of socks and everything. And I remember my mom, she would make my dad sit on her feet all the time to warm him up.
Oh, my.
That was a nice connection to bring that back.
Sure.
Yeah. Very sweet.
Oh, good. Did you feel yourself sourced in Mother?
Yes, it was very lovely.
Mm-hmm. So
Nice
do you
warm.
know yourself as her? As you? Her as you?
Her as you. Mother as me.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Felt great.
You like it?
I like it.
Okay, good. Well, keep up then.
I feel grounded.
Fabulous. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
And who else can share? Who else can share?
Aloha.
Aloha, dear.
I don't want to hog up the time. I seem to share a lot. I'm very vocal, but it's kind of funny because, the synchronicities are so constant and so clear. It's almost like painted red in my walls right now.
Okay.
I remember last week I mentioned that the work that I do, that I'm being called to just do the work that I do with the earth, where I just blend with the earth. And as we were doing this, I was seeing the activation of all the work I've been doing and seeing this golden spheres surrounding me. And I almost had to distract myself with something mentally because it was too much in order to be able to listen. And it's one of these recordings, again, lately seems a lot of them are like that, where I have to listen again early in the morning when, all the little munchkins are asleep and I can focus and there's a lot of space to hear and be with it. And the call of the mother for me is important because I've never really connected with feminine or masculine. I've always been of an androgynous nature, even though I look very feminine. I'm very androgynous in nature. But I told you, I channeled a system of healing Mother Earth directly, and I've been teaching it for free wherever I go.
Good.
And I haven't been doing that because I've been in survival mode for the last year or so, and I'm being called to just do the work, and it will attract the next level of teaching it. But it's just really interesting because the same, in the last few days that I've been called to do that, I've been called to vamoose from Barcelona and get to Hawaii as quickly as possible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to do that. God, I'm sure I'll be shown the way and why, but it's just that the energy here is too depleting for me. And I need a recharge there, and that's where I channeled the work originally over the years. So I don't know what it all means, but it's really interesting to have Baba Siri Chand moving us through this, because for some reason or another, I don't put yogic work together with some of this work, but it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. And walking the earth as, I don't know how, I think I know the word in English, it's like those lightning rods, as lightning rods of energy is what the system teaches. It's not just to be part of the earth, to be an outgrowth of the earth, but actually being feeding the earth with our beingness as well. So it's mutual. So,
and that happens within, he calls it, within our body sphere.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As we recognize.
The system that I channeled is not unique in the sense that we already do what we're doing. It's just a method of maximizing during this transformational period, from third to fourth to fifth to sixth dimensions. There's a lot of movement in the earth. And what I got was that this helps the transformation for animals and plants. The earth is taking care of itself. So it's just, I don't want to take more time on that one. But, that seems to be the work right now.
Wonderful.
And I've always had my Tootsies have always been very, very, very talkative. I don't know how to explain it, but my toes seem to have a personality. They just really happy. And I've had people like my Pilates instructor and people who massage me, and they just say, "What's with your toes?" They almost seem like they're talking, So I don't know if it's connected to the earthwork or just pure insanity, but thank you.
Okay. Thank you, dear. God bless you.
Thank you. Bless you.
Is Huddy Ender here? Huddy Ender, are you here? Okay.
What about... I'm Ranjit. If you're looking for anybody, I could share.
Okay, good.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
What's
up, dear?
Well, this was very wonderful, and of course, very grounding, and so nice to be reminded of the mother that resides within all of us, and to really get in touch with that and be so cozy and warm with it. And it was a very quiet, still, and deep moments for me, as I just felt I got swept up in the flow and the ease of really how simple life is, and how we make choices all the time to either flow with our life or try to look for things to make it difficult. I mean, because our life is that, the yin and yang of our life, and I was just feeling today, when in that warmth and in that flow that I got caught up in, how easy it really is to be happy and to be peaceful and to be quiet. And it was a real blessing for me today, and thank you very much.
Oh, bless you, dear. We really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Siri Gian, I could share.
Yes, who is this?
This is Lucinda.
This is Satkapal.
Oh, somebody else is on. I'll let them go first.
Oh, Satkapal and Lucinda both, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to take Satkapal first, and then we're going to take Lucinda. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I felt just so much warmth from this. It was beautiful. In my family, my mom was the one that would always rub our toes.
Oh, no kidding.
I'm not sure if she was aware what she was, what it all meant, but it was really a blessing have that visual. And I used to run track in middle school through college, and when I'd come home after some time in college to come visit, my mom would always rub my toes, and I really missed that, and it just brought me back to those moments where she would do that and really comfort me. And I just love that. I just love that. And my parents moved to Florida several years ago, so it just brought me back to those really precious moments, and I'm very grateful for that. So when I do connect to the earth in that way, it does bring me back to my birth mother as well. And I just love that. It was really beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Baba Siri Chand loves it too.
And I also that's sweet. I also wanted to thank you for these calls and recording them, because I don't often get to go on. I haven't been on in a long time, but I do listen to the recordings, and I really love the way the group sends heart breath to everyone who also listens to the calls, because
good.
I feel it when I listen to the recordings. So thank you.
Isn't that amazing how that happened?
It really is.
Happened. Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you here live with us, too.
Yeah, it's nice to hear your voice, Sucker Ball.
Oh, thank you, Hargobin, and thank you for your advice and all my gun gut and all that stuff.
Oh, cool. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Lucinda.
I just did want to say ditto earlier. I have felt such a soft and sweet flow of deep security that it was such a blessing.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, I'm so glad to not have drama queen time, It just it was such a blessing, and
a relief, huh?
Oh, and it was easy. That was the word the blessing was easy.
And that's what Mother is. She's easy.
And that was so nice. And then the other part that I thought was so cute was I also I call them dancing toes. That my connecting with the earth, with this, when I walk upon, I felt that my gift in this lifetime is that I have dancing toes.
Oh, how sweet!
And I realize that has often been the blessing, that there's this energy that, and it's just a joy, and it is like a bunch of little lightning rods, just little zaps that connect heaven and earth, and the Tibetan chant came to me, just the flip of it, Jantien Li Di, we are the connection between heaven and earth. It is through us, the flow, that we help to share and spread the heaven on earth.
That's right. That's right. Well, that sums it up, doesn't it?
So anyway, thank you so much, and I'm so grateful for everyone who's been on these calls.
Oh,
I'm thankful.
Me too. I think we're thankful for each other.
Okay, Lucinda, Siri Gian,
blessings to everyone.
Bless
you, dear. Is this Suzanne who wants to say something to Lucinda?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, first of all, it must be a toe thing. I got it too. It's I'm spin. It feels like spinning, definitely electrical, and it's so nice to hear that this is normal.
All my life.
Okay, so we were talking about the blocks or something that we had to break through open.
Yeah.
Lucinda reminded me of how I was going with this. If we have self-worthlessness, that, yes, I had to work. Blocks, the energy connection, the heaven and earth thing, there, because that is that God in us is being blocked.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay, it took me a long time to get that.
Well, I love that you're sharing it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you know you have it. I don't think you sit around and think, oh, I have this block. And then all of a sudden, the more you start seeing it, then you can understand. I love understanding God energy. So we have something
weird happening on the phone. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Yes.
How about now?
Now it's okay. Okay, keep going, please.
To understand that to face or release self-worthlessness, I guess you could even say low self-esteem, is to allow God in you to come through. It does sound a bit distant, but maybe not real, but I think it's very real.
Okay, say that again. Allow what?
To, to remove, I don't know how you say it, carrying self-worthlessness blocks the flow of God.
Yes.
That what Lucinda was saying, that connection between heaven and earth, somehow stops almost an electrical malfunction.
I think that's a wonderful description of it. Wonderful.
Yeah. It feels like that to me. Like all of a sudden, oh my goodness gracious, it's the wires are crossing. Look at it, release it, and then the work to do to release that is loving. Oh, that takes me to why Mother Earth. So we've all been in places that are very beautiful. I don't know, maybe even when it's not so beautiful. And it's in these places on Mother Earth that you can release your self-worthlessness. When things are so beautiful, let's say the Caribbean waters, or I'd have to even say when something's so painful. And maybe Guru Simran, is that her name?
Guru Simran, yes.
She's talking about back pain. I wonder if she would touch on that, because I think somehow in the very darkness of pain you might also be able to release self-worthlessness and connect.
Because there's no place else to go.
Yeah. It when I've been going through these sessions and I just deeply relax into them now. Every time I go into a session, I do healing breath and heart breath, and I call in Guru Ram Dass and breathe and just go with it that way, and it has really helped.
Oh, so wonderful. So wonderful. And Suzanne, I was paying a special attention to what you were saying because it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
I don't think you can just be told. I really think there's a walk. The last session we were talking, I was asking you, why does it have to be so painful? Your response was, I signed up for this. But more than that, why does it have to be painful to maybe alter or raise your vibration? Somehow in raising the vibration, it's a painful process.
Say it again. Somehow what?
For me, in changing a vibrational shift has been painful. And I'm thinking maybe it is just painful, and that's what it's all about. Well, maybe not you're hovering in pain.
Go ahead.
You sort of have to go through it in order to understand it. Something painful. Yes. Or for me, it has been true.
Does anybody have any comments on that?
Yes, the transfiguration of the pain. It's the transfiguration of the pain through us, through the light, through the vibration, through heaven. It is having to go through it and letting it go through it, or allowing it, permitting it to go through us. And then it dissipates. It transfigures. It heals.
Well, then I go to the question, so that would be true for me, but then I see pain in people all over. I say people that I know in great pain. It also what could have be a vibrational shift, but they don't know the words or they don't know the concept? Is it all just sitting there? Is all pain here on Earth a preparation for a vibrational shift?
Yes, and it's all coming out. If everything were beautiful and wonderful, you would have no change. As a matter of fact, the Tibetans, they believe, I think, in 5 heavens and 5 hells or something like that. But if you were in one of these heavens, everything is wonderful, everything is nice, if you can imagine that. And then, but there's no change. So where people or souls or whatever elect to do in order to get that change, to come to closer union, is to come to Earth. We've got plenty of things that people can, plenty of times, episodes that people can change to higher union over and over again. But it is the God experiencing itself in happiness, in joy, in pain, in the whole business. It is the karmic role here. But we are offered so many opportunities to open up and to change. And in this Aquarian age, of course, that's what it's all about, is changing to this, how can I say, more pure vibration. And, of course, everybody will be faced with the pain of change. And so that's where, Yogi Bhajan predicted that people will go mad and things would be quite dire because of our mental condition, basically, or emotional condition. So it gives us so many opportunities for this transformation, this transfiguration, however you want to call it. So each one is an opportunity. Each one is a blessing if we just relax and bless it and be with Mother like we did today. Do you think that's true, Suzanne? Have you found that to be true?
Absolutely. I have often, but I have wondered, is it just me? I really have thought, am I making myself believe this? Have I acquired this information? Is it true? It feels true, but why is it not common in conversation? Why is it so not common?
Unknown?
Yes.
Because we are still in the Piscean configuration of awareness, I guess. Still with the pop culture, if you feel bad, you hide it or you use it as your victim consciousness, or people have not been taught how to transform their pain. We're just on the leading edge of that. Kundalini Yoga is a tool. Yogi Bhajan brought that to us. Oftentimes in other kinds of yoga, they do wonderful stretching and health of the body, but the emotions are not addressed. But frankly, that's what Soul Answer is all about. It's about finding that truth in yourself and living by it, because it's like the pioneer okay, so Baba Siri Chand, he's very emphatic right now. He's very emphatic, and he's saying over and over, you are the leaders in the Aquarian age. You are the leaders. You may think that you are just dealing with your own pain, your own difficulty, your own challenges. He says, but oh my dears, he says you are opening up. You are opening up to who you are as leaders. As you heal yourself, you become leaders in this consciousness. Do you understand? You are leaders in this consciousness because you realize it. He says that is the truth of a pioneer, which you are, pioneers in consciousness. He said, and from this constant practice, you begin to learn how to, he calls it surround and ground others, which you call others. He says they're all aspects of the same being, but right now we call it others, so that we may go into this consciousness. He says, so don't hold back. He says, listen closely to what the other person is saying, what you are seeing. People come to you in private, and you share this most kindly, not as a preacher, but as a joined friend, with love, with kindness, with understanding, and with the inspiration that comes from the real you. Do you understand that?
Yes, I actually see it in motion. And it gives me a comfort to know that, okay, this is true. This is true.
It is true. Just because the culture has not evolved to the point to understand it or know it doesn't mean that it's not true. Right?
A small example. My son was working 2 jobs to his detriment, but waiting for one to take him on full time. I can't remember why it was working till midnight, horrible times. Finally, he quit the job, and he said to me yesterday, I quit the nighttime job. I was afraid. I couldn't believe he said it. I was afraid to quit, that I needed the money, and it was fear that blocked him. It was so clear to me. If you went metaphysically, you don't want to say that, but it was fear that was holding him in a...
What the heck's going on here? Well, this is an interesting thing. Please go ahead, Stan.
I was just able to say to him, fear held him in that. And when he released the fear, well, then he when he went to work, the daytime job, they gave him a key to the office and a pass to the garage. They hired him full time. It was fear that...
Oh, my God.
It was that
easy.
Quit night job in the morning, went to work, and they gave him the keys.
That's
blatant to me. Well, when you hear it this way. I could see you walk past these things.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. Well, it's really, really cool when someone can say to you, don't ignore it. You released your fear.
When someone can say what?
Don't ignore that you released your fear. When you release fear, the good things can come in. I was able to say it to him. I couldn't say it before because I didn't know he was afraid. I couldn't have done it anyway. It had to be him to feel it. He had to see it.
Isn't that wonderful? So that is a clue to the rest of us. Release our fears.
Exactly.
And let the God essence take care of you. Let the Mother essence take care of you. Fabulous. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, Suzanne, and thanks to everybody who participated. I think some people have left because it's a little late for them. So we have enjoyed all your company, all the blessings of your hearts. And Baba Siri Chand, he says, yay. It's like we're on a boat ride with him. So thank you all, and release our fears. Be as Mother. With your toes, with your tootsies. Okay, so please sit straight, bounce together, and inhale to sing the song to one another and receive it as well. Inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you. Join me. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Inhale. And bow to your coziness, your pure mama holding you as you. Love you all. Have a wonderful week and talk to you next Wednesday. Satnam.
Thank you.
Thank you.